Thank you for watching this episode of Just Ask Eric. Our question today comes from Beth out of Galena, Illinois. She recently visited Washington, D.C. At the Smithsonian. She saw displays of ironwork by a prominent Charleston blacksmith named Philipp Simmons. She wants to know more. So, in this episode of Just Ask Eric, we're going to discover Philipp Simmons. Philipp Simmons was born June 9, 1912, on nearby Daniel Island. He relocates downtown city of Charleston to be with his mother and attend school. At the age of 13, he'll apprentice at a blacksmith shop operated by Peter Simmons, same surname, but no relation. He would practice as a general blacksmith, working with horseshoes, working with wagon wheels, carriage accoutrements, until the 1930s, when the widespread use of automobiles forces Philip to transition into more decorative ironwork. We're standing in front of 36 Meeting Street, a home which does date to 1743. It's a home that features Philipp Simmons ironwork. In 1982, Mr. Simmons received a National Endowment Award for the Arts. That was by President Reagan. Within that same decade, he wrought these gates, which are unique in that the panels are from the 1800s. He salvaged these panels, incorporated them into what would have been new, modern wrought iron work. Philipp Simmons produced over 500 pieces of ironwork that decorate historic Charleston. We were just at 36 Meeting Street. Now we're at 34 Meeting Street, a home which belongs to our friends, the Dessasours. Their gate features a motif commonly used signature of Philipp Simmons. That would be these fish shapes. Stoll's Alley has the highest concentration of Philipp Simmons' work. There are 5 distinct gates that show off his style. Starting in the 1930s and 1940s, Philipp Simmons is going to transition from having been a general blacksmith to a world-renowned decorative ironsmith, such as this gate behind me, which features a wagon wheel pattern very similar to what you would find on the bottom floor of Charleston's City Hall. We're standing in what was and is today a footpath, originally known as Pilot's Alley because it was frequented by harbor pilots. In 1745, a prominent blacksmith named Justinus Stoll builds a home along this alleyway. 20th century, Philipp Simmons makes a point of decorating this alley with his signature ironwork, which you can see behind me. Another motif common to Mr. Simmons' work would be this scrolling. Not only do you see it in the gate, but you see it in the fan decoration above. Look closely at the more intricate scrolling. You can walk all over historic Charleston and find over 500 examples of Philipp Simmons' fine craftsmanship. This gate is not one of them. We're behind St. John's Reformed Episcopal Church, where Philipp Simmons worshiped for most of his life. Behind the building is a memorial garden dedicated to him in 1991. 6 years later, in 1997, these gates were added as a Spoleto art exhibit. They were designed by Mr. Simmons, but wrought by his apprentices, nephew Carlton Simmons and cousin Joseph Pringle. They included the heart pattern in both gates, which for Mr. Simmons represented his love of community, and in this case, also love of his church. Mr. Simmons was very much known for the intricate patterns in his gate work, but he also did other styles of ironwork. We're going to go into the Memorial Garden to see an example. When Philipp Simmons designed the double heart gates at the entrance to the Memorial Garden behind his church, he also designed a lovely pattern for this bench I'm sitting on. Wrought by his nephew Carlton Simmons and cousin Joseph Pringle, the pattern features the endearing motif Mr. Simmons is known for, this double heart shape. It would be one of several benches he designed in his lifetime, the last of which was a commemorative Rosa Parks bench. We're in front of 30 and a half Blake Street, former home of master Charleston blacksmith Philipp Simmons. Let's go inside and have Miss Rossi Coulter show us around. This afternoon, we're with Miss Rossi Coulter, project administrator for the Philipp Simmons Foundation. She's going to take a moment to graciously show us his bedroom. Here we are in Mr. Simmons' bedroom, and Miss Rossi is going to graciously show us around.
Yes. Mr. Simmons, this is his bed.
This is his bed.
And the bed is iron, but he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
No, he found
This
it on
bed
the
has
street.
a story, doesn't it?
He found it on the street. He brought it home and called his daughter and told her. He said, I got a new bed. And so she set it up. But it's iron, and people, put up things out on the street once a week, and people go out and buy it. So somebody didn't want an iron bed.
This was a salvage find for him.
Right. He liked to drink tea, and so
He was a tea drinker.
Bring his last cup of tea to bed. And so this is how he retired his cup.
Okay. With that
on the bedpost.
And what is that?
Made out of a coat hanger.
A coat hanger.
Thank you.
A coat hanger.
Yeah, the
Which is a red velvet crown with gold trim.
Right. It's the kids in the neighborhood. They crowned him king of the neighborhood.
King of the neighborhood.
Right.
Aren't these some of his ties?
Yes. We took the tie rack out of the chiffero.
This is his chiffero.
His chiffero, and behind here, you see, he needed a latch.
That's another clothes hanger.
He made his latch.
Now, how about the gate that was at the Smithsonian, or is at the Smithsonian?
It's at the American History Museum at the Smithsonian.
But it has in it something that he liked, a fish.
Yes, he liked spot-tail bass.
Spot-tail bass.
But he used nature for his designs mostly. And so you have egrets, you have palmetto trees, the fish, and he has a gate at his church with the hearts.
The heart. This was his dressing table, or did you say this was his wife's?
His wife's dressing table. So,
we're in the gift shop at Philipp Simmons' home, again with Miss Rossi.
Right. Mr. Simmons died in 2009, and we decided to keep the house, and because we bought it in 2008, and make it into a museum house. And so when we made it into the museum house, we had to decide what to do. And so this was originally his living room.
He had a couch here?
He had a couch here, and we have a photograph of him sitting on the couch with a guest over here. And we started to sell his designs. And so we had local artists, local jeweler to make some jewelry. And we have another jeweler who gets stuff from Mexico. And we also have books and ironwork. This piece, however, is not for sale.
Among Charleston's cultural highlights, the home of Philipp Simmons is a must-see. Again, their hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 11:30 to 3:30, and the address is 30 and a half Blake Street. Thank you again so much, Miss Rossi.
Quite welcome.
I'm holding a piece of wrought iron work Philipp Simmons would have forged in this metal frame, tin-covered shop, which he acquired from his mentor, Peter Simmons, after retiring. The shop has been in at least 7 different locations before he located it here in 1967, 7 years after he had moved into the home. To put that in perspective, Philipp Simmons worked in this shop from the age of 13 till nearly the end of his life. That's over 80 years. During that time, he produced over 500 pieces of ironwork that are some of the most decorative and recognizable pieces in the city of Charleston today. Beth, thank you for your question about our master decorative ironsmith, Philipp Simmons. For future questions to just ask Eric or to watch episodes, simply click on our website.